Are you able, because a few weeks ago we talked about you leaving Georgia for visa runs. Have you been able to travel that region at all lately, or no? You're still staying
Uh,
put.
I'm staying put. At the end of next week, everything should be completely finished. Unless, of course, classes get canceled or rescheduled. As you know, it's happened twice in the last 2 weeks. Thursday
Yeah.
and Friday classes were canceled. And so we have to change this, we have to change that. And we're getting into crunch time. The reports, but also for students' presentations are supposed to be this week. And us having to shift classes, Thursdays and Fridays classes into this week. Some groups of students had no change. Some
Right.
groups of students should have had 4 classes last week and only had one.
Hmm.
So,
So, so I guess you are being heavily affected by what's going on here in China.
well, especially in Zhengzhou.
Hmm. Because they got was the entire city locked down? No.
Well,
Compounds were locked down.
there's also been some really unhappy people for the last couple of weeks who
Right.
have done very unnice things to local authorities. And
This has been even here. I just learned today actually that apparently the compounds, if they close off the tower or the building, they have to provide documents that have been stamped by the local government. If they don't, it's illegal and they cannot seal off the compound. So as a resident, you can demand to see those documents, and if they don't produce them, you're not breaking the law by leaving. You might have some very angry Baoans screaming at you and making a big deal about it, but they can't stop you
and and
legally.
I and and several weeks ago, they had been required, I think I told you, to stay not only in their dorm building, but in their dorm room.
Yeah.
Forget leaving the campus. But then they were told, okay, this was Wednesday, this past week, leave tomorrow. And probably next semester's classes will also be conducted, all of them will be conducted online, none of them face to face here in Zhengzhou.
Yeah. Hmm. I could see that happening. I think, well, I don't know, going forward, some people, one of these oil stock Canadian energy guys that I follow seems to be optimistic that China is going to reopen within the next year or something. And I'm like, living here, I kind of go, they would have to do an about face on what's going on. Now, to be fair, um, are there any major US American holidays going to happen between now and, I don't know, July 4th next year? Major US holidays.
US holidays, you mean other than Christmas?
Okay,
I mean,
so
Christmas,
there would be Christmas. Okay, so that's not just American, but yeah, that
right?
would be huge in the United States. After that, what happens? New
Valentine's
Year's?
Day.
What?
Well, okay, New
Valentine's Day?
Year's, Valentine's
Maybe New Year's, maybe Valentine's Day. But China kind of likes to celebrate uh,
Spring Festival.
Valentine's Day, doesn't it? After Valentine's Day, what happens in March?
In March, yeah, well, in China, isn't it Women's Day?
U.S. U.S.
March, St. Patrick's Day.
That's not U.S. I mean, and then April, so after Valentine's Day, when would the next sort of big holiday that's actually like a day off from work? Memorial
Oh,
Day?
Memorial Day, the
Okay.
end of May.
So the, there just has been a theory that it seems very convenient that these outbreaks have happened around major U.S. holidays for the last 6 months or so. Independence Day, um, this Thanksgiving, and what else happened? Was it Labor Day in September as well?
September. Hmm.
Right. So these things have, I don't know how true it is, but I look back and kind of go, yeah, that's very odd. It's sort of been aligned, not perfectly, but leading up and then resolved shortly after. Now, there could be any number of reasons for this: increased travel, increased vacations, increased communication, and business contact
Yeah.
between both countries. So that, I mean, that could be it. But you hear that and you kind of go, wow, really? Wow, that is very weird. So that's why, after Thanksgiving, we might see some things open up. Christmas, don't know, New Year's, but that's like a 2-for-1 deal, right? I mean, because if they close
Yeah.
off a city or close off a compound for 5 days, you get Christmas, you get New Year's, and you're done.
What I wonder is this going to continue into Spring Festival?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember what spring festival's like anymore, to tell you the truth. I don't think they had the temple fairs this year either. Uh, the Miao Hui. But yeah, next year it'd be nice to go back, to tell you the truth. Maybe with sort of a lot of control measures in place, like only a certain number of people are allowed in the park. I think that would be very realistic to see. Social
Right.
distancing, masks. I'm not sure about vaccinations. Obviously, a negative NAT test, that would probably be one of the big criteria to enter in one of these temple fairs. Yeah, good question. But this is going on what, 2020, 21, 22. This would be year number 4 of COVID spring festivals. What
Yeah.
year is it? What it's the year of the what? The year of the I know this. I know this. It's not the mouse. It's the year of the uh not the elephant. There's no elephant. Year of the rabbit. Year of the rabbit. That's what it is.
独
So
自
yes. 兔子 and rabbit, fourth in the 12-year cycle. Animals that appear in the Chinese zodiac. Zodiac.
Yes.
Which one?
Zodiac.
Zodiac. Zodiac.
Yeah.
No, not zodiac.
You
I
know,
don't know.
I
Chinese.
think we ought to make the African speaking countries clearly native speakers of English. The Canadians, maybe we're going to just revoke your license.
That's unfair. Related to the Chinese calendar, the year of the rabbit is associated with the earthly branch symbol Yin. Don't know. In the Vietnamese zodiac. How did you say it?
Zodiac.
Zodiac. And the Gurung zodiac. The cat takes the place of the rabbit. Okay. In energy is in season spring, element wood, upcoming year January 22nd 2023 to February 9th 2024. Han Yu Ping In Tu Hokkien POJ Tho To Bujidao. Don't know. There you go. Interesting. Well, Georgia doesn't follow the Chinese zodiac, does it? The year of the rabbit, they don't have that. It's a Orthodox country or Muslim country?
Yes, it's one of
Orthodox.
the oldest Christian countries in the world.
Right. Yes, I think that's what this article says here. Something along the lines like there is a lot of well, orthodoxy as well.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah,
And
interesting.
you will see that, right? You'll see a lot of their priests on the road in the supermarket.
I've lost your audio. Can't hear you.
Hello.
There we go. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what were you saying? Something about seeing the priests in the
Where in
supermarket
their
and on.
garb,
Yeah.
in their garb at supermarkets or other places.
So kind of like the Buddhist monks that walk around here in the summer, at least.
Yeah.
And, well, even in the winter, they wear their winter jackets underneath usually, maybe over top. I can't remember. You don't see them in Beijing too much. That's for sure. And you don't see Christian or like Catholic priests in their garb. The monks you do, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah, interesting. Then November, Georgia, I guess they would be celebrating Christmas, wouldn't they? But they'd be celebrating it in January, wouldn't they? According to
Correct.
the Orthodox calendar.
Correct.
The is that the Julian or the Gregorian calendar? It's the Julian calendar, isn't it?
I guess they're using the Julian calendar.
Yeah, it must be because that follows the lunar cycle.
I don't know.
It would be similar to the Chinese calendar, like the lunar cycle, which is what the Chinese zodiac is based off of, I believe, right? Yeah. Anyway, so that's going to be Orthodox Christmas. Orthodox Christmas. When would that be? Want to know Christmas? Probably January 7th. December 25th. That is not it. Nope. Nope. Orthodox Christmas, January 7th is usually when it happens. January 7th, 2023 is when the Orthodox Christmas happens. Interesting.
I might
All
be there
right.
for it. I'll tell you how it is then.